motivation is the mental stimulation to actually start creating and working on your endeavors. But the thing that keeps us going and the motivation we need to strive towards the mountain at the end. But sometimes our life and routines make this cycle quite difficult. So that is why in life the best option to take is to continue forward.
Hello everyone! Sorry about my slightly inconsistent uploading schedule. Not my fault. You caught me. I'm like on my Anyways, this video is gonna be a little different from my others since it's not really like a critical analysis of the story or just a full analysis of it. It's not that. No. It's just gonna be me absolutely geeking out on why freaking World That Doesn't Exist series is genuinely my favorite ARG I think I've ever watched. To be honest, no, scratch that, my favorite piece of media ever. And if you want to know what I mean by that, I was literally crying after watching it, like the second part with some of my friends, and it's just like, oh, you guys don't understand how much I genuinely love this 2-episode series. I feel genuinely so motivated and inspired by it, and this video is just a massive fan letter to like Wifies and how much his story means to me. And disclaimer, I should say, please go watch the series yourself before watching this. Please do not let me be the reason you get the show spoiled for you, okay? Or the series, whatever. It's genuinely so worth it, I promise you. Anyways, I'm gonna stop yapping about it, and I'm gonna let you know why at the crossroads you should turn forward. In episode 1, when I first watched it, I can't lie, I was a little turned off with how the story writing was. Not like I was like hating it or anything, it was just more like that I didn't really expect it to be anything like super good. Oh boy was I so wrong. Anyways, at the beginning, it shows off one of the main protagonists in the series, Avery. Now, if you looked at how Avery talks in his Bedwars videos, you see he is probably pretty young. I would probably guess he's mid-teenager at max. I don't really know though. Avery finds a book in his world that he did not write, which he found in a cave, which he did not make, which he found in a world that he did not make. You're noticing a pattern here. In the book, we see these weird and chilling texts from nowhere on it telling Avery to run away from this world, and most importantly, at the crossroads, to not turn left. Off the bat, this creates such a cool presence. It just leads up to something much greater being behind the scenes, like, what is the crossroads? Why shouldn't they turn left? We made this freaking book. Am I ever gonna see my dad again? Answers that will probably get answered in due time. Maybe except the last one. After this, Wifies discovers a Google Drive link from a flash in Avery's inventory, in which he finds 2 videos and a singular Google Notepad. On the notepad, it said that Avery had installed Minecraft and this world came pre-installed, which is an odd since Avery's videos, they said they got their laptop from a storage locker they found. This immediately made me think that there was going to be another person in the footage, but I didn't really expect to see you know, all of this.
Finally, Avery reaches the end.
When I first saw this scene, I can tell you right now, I was so flabbergasted. Despite me knowing it took simple like world edit skills, something about its presentation and lead up was just so suspenseful and amazing. It's genuinely so hard to describe why it works so well. My mind was instantly rushing with questions. Who built this giant chamber? And importantly, why is Avery so low-key nonchalant? As Avery approaches the weird tunnel in the massive chamber, they enter it, and then eventually a pair of torches break. And then another. And then they kept breaking. And hearing Avery say, "I'm not scared of a video game," and then seeing him start running away when something got in his head is just such a cool thing to see. Especially from someone who's been so like calm and unfazed, finally shows some emotion when faced with like actual danger. It's just such a cool thing to see. It's cool to see people's mask break. As he makes his way through the giant lake into the large holes, eventually he resurfaces in a place called the Oasis. And can I say, despite Wifies build at the times not looking super good, don't get me wrong, this is still super cool, the introduction to this room with the music creates this beautiful contrast with the deep waters we were just in. After this, Avery decides to set a hopper trap, which I won't even explain since you're watching this, you're probably already seen the original, but seeing him trying to set a trap using the logic of the game was genuinely so cool to see. It's just like, oh! After he left, I started to realize this protagonist was just starting to remind me of freaking Light Yagami with his intelligence. After he came back from his voyage, which may I add, he triangulated coordinates using how the signs were rotated, like, genuinely, what the f. But he came back to the hole still patched, the hopper still flowing, and fella still said, something is here. Dude, when I first saw him type this, it genuinely gave me shivers down my spine. Like, what? Like, what? How? When? When the grass block was shown, oh, that's when I really knew this series was actually going to be elite. And hearing the music play as Avery walked towards the chords he found with the signs just made me freaking ascend. I mean, just listen, bro. And after this, Avery falls into another tunnel where he finds a giant cipher above a door, and Phyllis says, I'll need a pen and paper for this. What the hell you mean? And I like how Wifies says there's no way to solve it, and then bro just says, got it. But anyways, let's continue. Who the hell is Durlow? So yeah, obviously I was right earlier. The player we have been observing isn't Avery, but somebody called Durlord. And when I saw this, I quite literally jumped up and down from how cool I thought it was. I love foreshadowing. As Durlord makes his way to the maze where the peak was playing earlier, he finds himself in the village. Chat, I'm not gonna lie, when I wrote this script, the moment I typed that out, I imagined the song that plays when he actually enters the village. And I'm not gonna lie, I almost shed a tear. Gosh, I'm such a dork. The village appears to be in ruin, with cobwebs and holes being visible everywhere, and an odd amount of yellow. As Durlord explores for a while, seemingly stumped for the first time in his voyage, he spots an old abandoned church in the distance, which he runs to and explores it. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to find any. Okay, never mind. As he goes down, he finds a book, and this book contains some very interesting things. It talks about how people in the village was trying to make some type of king of some sort arrive at the village, and the moment they truly came down into the village, the people were surprised it worked. And at the end, it tells Durlord to disconnect from the world, implying that they at least somewhat know that it's inside of Minecraft. When I first heard this being read out, I just thought it was so cool hearing about this enigmatic creature and all of the history that was somehow happening within the game itself. I've always really been a big fan of the trope, the ghost in the machine type stories. So after this, I was extremely invested. After this, Durlord finds a door behind a bookshelf and where he finds another tunnel, and that's when it happens. The crossroad. 2 ways to go, left or right. Durlord decides to turn left at the crossroad, going through this abyss of an area, taking an eerily long time, and the moment he steps on it, his inventory corrupts and shifts into weird assortment of items, unfamiliar of what he had before. And as he finally turns one more time, he sees it. A giant gate of much higher quality than the rest of the builds in this world. Durlord carefully approaches it, and as he turns to see what's inside, the amount of love I have for this scene is so much When I first saw this, chills went down my spine. What could be behind the censor bar? Why does Durlor start running in fear after seeing it? And seeing Durlor write the book after he makes it back to Avery just gave me so many questions. And apparently, I was inspired by this book called The King in Yellow, in which, yes, I read, and it was amazing. You should read it too. And it was just so cool to me. I wish I could explain how awesome I think this is, but there's really nothing I can think about to express how good this first episode is, despite its slightly rough beginning. Now, despite all of how much I geeked out on this series so far, this first episode never actually got me super invested for a really long time. I mean, I really liked it and I definitely keep in touch for part 2, but I didn't really pay much attention. That was until part 2 dropped a few days ago for me recording this, and I decided to watch it with some friends, and this video had me crying like a baby. I cannot lie, once I finished it, that's when I started working on this video pronto. See, I've been working on this little project that has to do with something kind of similar to the meaning of world that doesn't exist, and this video was 100% the perfect inspiration I needed to make it. The storytelling, the builds, the interactions, they were so cool, and seeing Durlor's intelligence actually push the limit was so awesome to see, and I have to talk more about that later on. I'll exclaim it again. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it. Don't let me ruin it for you. They did not have to start off the video by just saying, "Run, Avery." That scared me so badly, bro. To summarize the beginning part, Avery discovers Durlor's footage and investigates the world that appeared in the video inside of creative mode, and eventually they arrive at the gate, just to find a singular gold block, which they appear to be quite disappointed at. They find themselves in a new world with large gates and bridges connecting with one center gate at the very end of the pathway. Now, the rest of the video could be me just explaining why every bit of this video is so unfathomably good, but I'm gonna name the moments that personally inspired me so much. Starting off with the kingdom, Avery finds himself in a large field with rivers and a church at the center of it all. As he approaches, the gate seems to be nearby, but of course curiosity gets the better of him, and decides to search around the church, and that's where he finds a book. A book that disturbs me so greatly, a book that disgusts me for so many reasons. It comforts him, it tells him he is saved, it tells him that everything will be okay in this place, and then it strips it all away. The music and the comfort in his dreams. For the next 12 hours in the original footage, Avery just picks up flowers, fills the bucket up, and places it into the well and breaks tall glass. The reason this hits me so hard, when I first saw it, it was just the odd relatability I had with just following the same routine every day over and over, constantly longing for more, but always staying in a spot where I knew I could be safe. But as time went on, I didn't do anything, and I spiraled down these depressions that made me want something I didn't know existed. A really hard thing to explain. And just like this video did with me, something eventually comes to inspire us out of our shells, and well, there are no words to describe this scene, so I'm just gonna let it play for a moment.
I don't know who this Durlord 3 guy is, but if he left me this message, I feel like I owe it to him to at least figure out what happened. There was a trail of blocks, so hopefully following them should lead me to Durlord. I'm coming, Durlord. Don't you worry. If not me, then who else? I have to keep going.
It's just Wow, I have no words. This scene made me cry when I first saw it. Just seeing something truly comforting him instead of just baiting him into the comfort zone he can never escape. Somebody giving him a push to be able to continue and march on. It's so powerful and it makes me genuinely so inspired, and the scene is contrasted so beautifully with the dull and even just sad footage that was present only mere moments later, making this one of my favorite scenes. But the next one is the moment the King in Yellow arrives. What do I even say about this clip? Avery goes into a slight coma and two yellow pupils appear as a slow emerging silhouette is seen in the shadows. Far more realistic than Minecraft could ever show. We see this divine and frightening creature emerge with a voice that sounds aged and wise. The closest thing it reminds me to is Minos Prime's voice in Ultra Kill. To be completely honest, when I first saw the King, it was genuinely horrifying. Whoever voiced them and did the artwork, genuinely huge props because they were so well made. The scene that really just absolutely astonished me with this series was the scene after the King in Yellow. Just seeing Durlord just fully out of ideas for once, just genuinely sad and even a bit hard to watch. So when he just started using all his knowledge about Minecraft and using his logic instead of the King in Yellow's, that speech he gave it was just so awesome, seeing the game's mechanics being used against the King. And seeing the giant interconnecting structure underneath was unironically just magical. It was so cool. And after that, there's a lot of scenes I would want to talk about, but I'd be going on for genuine hours and I don't want to edit that type of video. So the last one I want to mention is the ending scene. Obviously, this video takes a lot of inspiration from different shows like Adventure Time, Gravity Falls, and this monologue, just hearing a similar version of Bill Cipher's death, it just brought so many memories to when I first watched that series, and it was at that moment I finally understood why I love this ARG so much. It may not be the best thing I've ever seen in writing. It may not contain the best characters I've seen in fiction, but it contains so much love and genuine passion. It gives me the sense of hope I've been longing for since the days of the earlier internet. It shows so much love for its inspirations despite it obviously not being planned from the start. I can imagine they wanted to show the world something important, something people can relate to and grow from. Just like how these shows help grow a series like this. That's why I wanted to make this video as a thank you later. A thank you to Wifies for creating such an amazing miniseries that has genuinely touched me so much. Thank you.